Hey there, welcome to our internet radio channel, and this is a channel where we'll review and look at internet radios, internet radio stations on the web, on your PC, on internet radios, on iPhones, on Android devices. Everything that's internet radio is going to be looked at, from apps to the radios themselves to internet stations that we listen on our PCs. This first video is a review of the Sangean WFR-20 Internet radio. This is a little expensive radio. It's made by Sangean, and basically what it does is that it plugs into a website that's called Receiva, where there's a lot of web stations, and you get the content from the receiver. So this is an autonomous radio. It works by itself. It plugs in to your network, be it wireless or with wire, because there's an Ethernet jack in the back. But it can also plug in to the Ethernet, to the Wi-Fi network. And the Sangean WFR-20 has many interesting features, and it's a little expensive first, I must say. It's $300, so it's almost $300. It's from, depending on the source where you get it on the internet, from $250 to $300. But you get a very, very beautiful radio. I must say the look of the radio is incredible. The finish, the cabinet finish, really, really nice. And you get really, really high quality audio. This radio is incredible on the audio side. So it's expensive, but it does have lots of really cool features. So basically, it's an internet radio. Like I said, it plugs into the Receiva websites. And so it receives about from 14, something like 12,000 to 16,000 radio stations and podcasts. You can also program on the website your own little podcasts with the RSS feed, so that they are added to the radio. So first thing, you get the radio. Second thing you need to do is create an account on the Receiva website, and there you will choose the type of radio you have and put the serial number of your radio, so that when you actually add something on the Receiva site, it automatically shows up in the display of the radio itself here, so it's available. Main features, very simple, one button that does it all on the front. Now here it says error, but it does happen, and I'll explain that a little later. So there's a one button front, and of course there's this credit card style control that controls about everything on this radio also. So the features in the back is the little Wi-Fi antenna here. You've got an Ethernet jack. You've got an audio out and also a earphone in jack, an audio in jack also, so that you can actually plug audio in this receiver and use it just as a amplifier if you want, because like I told you, the sound quality of this radio is incredible. So it's really, really, really nice. You can plug in with a little wire, for example, your iPod into this jack. It does not have an iPod dock, but you can use a cheap $5 wire and input the audio here, and it's going to come out of the radio. Very, very nice, stylish finish cabinet. Very, very cool. It's a little, you can see here, I've used it a lot, so it's a little scratch, but it's basically a very, very nice finish. And of course the power cord. So how does it work? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is plug it in your Wi-Fi network, and away you go. You have different options of stations. So you've got my stations, you've got my podcast area, and you also have the general places where you can go and get your stations by genres or by country. So depending on what you're searching for. One of the, I would say, lack of search in the radio, and that's something that's missing, because I would have enjoyed having a little search function where I could just go in and type I want to have 80s music, for example, and it gives me a list. Instead, you have to go through stations and then go into genre and then go into what you want in this type of music. So you just select, for example, I was talking about 80s, just 80s, and then you get all these stations here and you just choose whatever you want to listen to. For example, I put 977 80s hits, and after a few seconds, well, it starts. So as you can see, pretty simple to use, very nice to use also with the little credit card type remote control. One drawback I had at first is the fact that this radio actually had lots of bugs, and that was a big problem, because every 2 or 3 stations you would tune, it would have this internal error that you just saw when I started the video. And it was getting annoying because it was really every 2 or 3 stations. But there were some nice firmware upgrades, because it automatically detects the upgrades and it tells you there's an upgrade if you want. You can also go manually check for upgrades. The latest firmware that's dated about a year ago is pretty stable, and the error message that you saw is really rare. I would say if you use it a lot, you'll get it maybe once or twice a week instead of about 20 times a day that was at the first. Now you're thinking, wow, but why does it have so many problems? Well, all internet radios that I've tried all have their quirks and quarts. This one has its quirks and quarts, but I must say that the quality of the audio and the radio itself actually makes you get over it and think, well, even once a week it needs to restart. It's not too much of a problem. Internal presets, only 10. That's also something that annoys me, because they actually figure out that you'll go on the receiver site, and that's what I did. So what happens is, on the receiver site, you go to your space, and there you get your stations or your podcasts, and you choose whatever you want. These are programmed on the receiver website. So basically what they want you to do is to go on the receiver website and program your stations and podcasts. The idea is not bad, but the major problem I would say is that I would have enjoyed having a few hundred presets that I can actually have in the radio itself without having to go on my laptop, go on the receiver website, program in the station I want, and then it's available. So that would have been nice. But what's cool about it is that if you buy another radio that is based on the receiver website, what's nice is that all your presets and stations are going to show up as soon as you put this radio, as you log the radio into the receiver site. So that's pretty nice. Apart from that, like I said, one of the best audio I've ever had on an internet radio. This is incredible. This radio has a really cool bass response. You can actually use it to listen to music, and you'll have high quality music. But of course, you gotta have high quality streams also, so they need to be at least 128 kilobits or more if you want them to really be nice. Not too much of a problem programming it into my router. The latest firmware accepts all the latest options up to the WPA2 security features of any routers. It's a G on the Wi-Fi, so it's a Wi-Fi G, which is way enough for what it does. And of course, if you don't want to have it on Wi-Fi, you can plug in an Ethernet cable. The Ethernet jack at the back just plugs in into your router, and you just will use it plugged in. It has an output at the back, so you can actually put it on a bigger sound system if you want. But I must say the audio on this station is just so cool already that I don't think you'll need to put it on any other bigger sound system. So a little expensive, like I said, but it's worth the money. I've paid $237, which was really a special that I found, and I would say that this is one of the best spent $237. So I would say at $250, $260, you're getting a solid, very cool radio, very nice construction also. So it's pretty nice. So this was a review of the Sangean WFR-20 Wi-Fi Internet radio, and it's available on e-internet on many places to buy, and also on eBay. And I believe it's getting gradually replaced by the WFR-1, which is another of the Sangean Wi-Fi Internet radios. So hope you enjoyed this little review and look at the WFR-1 Internet radio. And come back for so many videos coming up about simply internet radios and internet radio stations also. We'll have lots of reviews of, and even if you don't have an internet radio, it doesn't matter. You'll also have what you can listen to and all the apps on iPhones, Android devices, and even on your PC. So thanks for watching, and hope you come back to our Internet Radio Review channel. Bye-bye.